Oh yeah, it is time. It is time for the Superman review. All right, I'm gonna do a non-spoiler review, and then I'm gonna do like my full like discussion about it. I want to start off by saying this movie was great. This movie truly felt like a comic book movie. That was my favorite part about it. Beautifully shot, vibrant colors. CGI was pretty good. The soundtrack was great. There were some funny parts, but it wasn't too funny, and the pacing was great. I 100% recommend this. It is very good. That's enough with the non-spoiler review. This movie truly just felt like a comic book movie. It really felt like a comic book just came to life. I was using like a made-up word to my friends last night. I was telling them how comic booky the movie seemed because it was just very, very comic booky. I truly loved how this film looked. It looked great. It genuinely looked like the classic Superman animated series just was live action. That to me, that's the vibe it gave me. I think all the characters were done justice. I enjoyed all of them. They all did such a great job. There were certainly standouts though. All right, there were certainly some standout characters, and I want to talk about those. I want to start off Mr. Terrific. He was probably my favorite, to be honest. He was smart, funny, and bro's aura was just top tier. I know I'm too old to be saying aura. Sorry. But seriously, that scene when he took out like 30 of those guards, that was freaking awesome, man. I love Lois's face after that. She was like, holy crap. That was insane. But yeah, Mr. Terrific was great. Another standout I want to talk about is Guy Gardner. He was hilarious. He was beefing with Soups the entire movie, but hey, that's just who he is, man. It was great. He was really funny. Nathan Fillion did a phenomenal job. So yeah, that was great. Two other standouts, Ma and Pa Kent. They were just wonderful. I mean, like they were only in it for a very short time, but man, you really saw how impactful those two were to Clark's childhood. I mean, it was great, man. And then I love the beginning whenever they're calling each other and they're like yelling at the phone. It was definitely an old couple from Kansas. You know what I mean? It just cracking me up. And I loved how just supportive they were. When Clark was hurt, they immediately took him in. And of course, I mean, they're the Kents. They're going to do that for their son. And I love the scene with John Kent and Clark. Oh, that made me tear up a little bit. It was so good. And of course, let's talk about the man himself. David Cornsweet's Superman. I think Superman was great in this. I think he did a very good job. I think he truly solidified himself as the Man of Steel. You know what I mean? He was great. Superman was awesome in this. And of course, this might be the biggest standout, maybe even more than Mr. Terrific. I think Lex Luthor. Oh my gosh, he was incredible in this film. His hatred for Superman is unmatched. It was so sick. Dude, when he shot Superman's friend right in front of him with no remorse, I was like, holy crap. Like, that was crazy. And then he was calm and collected, then he had those unhinged moments. I mean, it was so good. The way he studied Superman's fight pattern all those years, and he literally built Bizarro. Well, Ultraman, Ultraman was fighting him, and then he was just, commanding him every move. It was just, it was so sick, man. Yeah, Nicholas Hoult did a very good job. I think he's one of the best Lex Luthors now. I think he might be number 2, honestly, in my opinion. So Michael Rosenbaum's the GOAT, though, for sure. The rest of the characters were great. I think all of them were great. Lois was great. Jimmy Olsen was great. I just think those were the main standouts for me. I think maybe in the next one they're going to have Lois like a lot more in this one. Which she was in this movie a good amount, but I'm just saying I feel like she's going to have more impactful moments in the next one. I'm glad we didn't do like the whole origin again. We all know the Superman origin story. We didn't need it. It was year 3 Superman. There was a thing in the beginning which I loved. It was like so retro. It was cool. It was like playing his music and then it was showing, kind of what was going on. And it showed Superman losing the battle for the first time, things like that. Also, I love how Lex created an entire war just to give himself a reason to kill Superman. just for that. Like, I love, like, bro's a generational hater. I love it. I thought it was awesome to see all the people Superman saved. And like, he did everything he could to save all those people in Metropolis. Like, that was one of my biggest criticisms for Man of Steel. I think, like, the excessive damage, like, there was a lot of damage in this film, but he was, like, Cornsweet Superman was going out of his way to save everyone. He tried his best. He even saved a squirrel. I mean, bro was saving everything. But yeah, in Man of Steel, it was just like he was shooting his like laser eyes, and he kind of just like didn't care what was around. That was one of my biggest criticisms of that film. I loved when Superman got captured and Lois and Mr. Terrific went to get him. I thought that was so cool. My light just went off or whatever. Don't matter. I loved the Superman and Lex dynamic. They hated each other, man. They were arguing back and forth like crazy. It was like, the way they were arguing was felt like to me like straight out of the comics. I loved it. All right, so my favorite scene. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that could be my favorite, but I narrowed it down to two. Whenever the people, hey babe, how do you pronounce that country again? How do you pronounce that country again? Jarhumper. 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 Jar. All right. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the name, so sorry. But when the people from Jarhumper was chanting for Superman, oh, that was so sick. And the music, oh man, that was just like, that was so great. And then the other one, I'm thinking, whenever he was back at his Fortress of Solitude in the end, they played like a video for him in the beginning of his like biological parents. I guess it soothed them or something. Whenever he was in pain, whenever he was getting healed, but instead they were playing his real freaking parents, the Kents, and that was soothing him even better because it was kind of revealed earlier in the movie that his parents kind of had different intentions. His biological parents had different intentions, but they showed his real parents that actually raised him. So that was sick, and I loved all that. He was like smiling; it made him feel good. Yeah, it just shows you how important the Kents really were. Oh, I haven't talked about the music yet. The music was phenomenal. I'm a score fanatic. I literally listen to movie scores all the time. So yeah, it was so good. It had a nice twang of like the Reeve music and with a nice like modern style. It was pretty cool. There's much more I could talk about, but I feel like I don't want to be here forever. You know what I mean? I don't want to bore you guys too much. So let's go on to my rating. Look, I always said, if I think it's a perfect comic book movie, in which I think this one was, and by meaning perfect comic book movie, I'm not saying like there's like no flaws. Obviously, there's going to be little things. I'm not too picky when it comes to movies, though. So I think this movie, I want to give it a 10 out of 10. I think Superman 2025 is a 10 out of 10. Is it my favorite comic book movie? I think it might be number 2 or number 3. I think my favorite's still Guardians Vol 3, but who knows? I may watch Superman again and change my mind. So, guys, I literally gave this a 10 out of 10. You need to go watch it if you haven't. It's so good. What is your favorite Superman movie of all time? That is the question of the day. Leave it down below in the comments. Anyways, make sure to like, subscribe, follow my TikTok. It is Geek Grounds, and have yourselves a good day.